which is a bigger existential threat for Europe, the migrant crisis or Britain perhaps leaving?
Well, first, the migrants are not a threat, so because I think we should be very careful of the words we are using here. The migrant crisis, if we would really have a political will to deal with this situation, could actually be an opportunity for most of our economies and our countries. I mean, there's a lot of skills. First, we should try to find a way to welcome that people with good social rights and protection. Of course, the idea is in one day that they could come back to their home countries, but with all the intervention that Western countries have been doing so far in Syria and so on, I mean, this chaos is going to last for quite a while. So we need to act right now to find quite a permanent solution for welcoming the migrants.
All right, reaction.
This is not a wave or an invasion of migrants that we're dealing with here. I mean, in the history of our continent, there have been other situations. Who's speaking?
I was going to say, just reactions coming in. Peter on Twitter, the EU could solve the refugee crisis if it created a comprehensive plan to verify and spread the cost across all member states. Of course, that is a big bone of contention right now, and it's putting the EU to the test. Is this one issue, Bill Cash, where Britain is going to have to agree with Europe, and it's better to be inside the European Union to deal with it than all by yourself?
No, I'm sorry. I don't agree with that at all. The scale of the number of people that are coming in is now creating a situation where, as I said in the House of Commons the other day, there's almost more barbed wire in Europe now than there was during the Cold War. And the truth is that it's causing enormous dislocation. The Danes and the Swedes are introducing visa arrangements. Once a person comes in and they've got the visa and the travel documents, they can travel through Germany. They may not stay there. And by the way, I don't buy the argument that this was just done out of compassion. There are economic reasons why Germany was anxious to have more people because of their declining population and various other factors. The truth is that the scale of the immigration is a massive issue. And I've argued consistently in the national parliamentary committees of the European Union
for that.
Because I'm...
Joachim Biddle is shaking his head, but we're running out of time, so I'm going to put it to Philippe. I'm just going to put it to Philippe. I'm just going to put it to Philippe Lamberts at this point. For you, which is the bigger existential threat for the EU? The crisis with the refugees and migrants, or Britain leaving?
Well, Britain leaving would be a severe blow, but frankly speaking, if we are unable to solve the refugee crisis, then we are in big trouble. Basically, yes, it's true that Chancellor Merkel took a position without consulting with the other heads of states and governments, but she took the right decision because it's a matter of responsibility towards people who are fleeing war zones. So, is it fair to just leave Turkey, Jordan and Lebanon dealing with millions of refugees? I say no. But now, if all the other member states are turning their backs on Germany, when France, I mean, of all countries, the country of liberté, égalité, fraternité is saying, the only thing I'm willing to do is taking 30,000 refugees on board. That is basically what came into Germany in 2 or 3 days at the height of the wave. Frankly speaking, I find this a total lack of solidarity. And this is what we are witnessing at the moment. It's actually everyone on his own. We've witnessed that in many occasions, and the refugee crisis reveals that very bluntly. And so I think it's in everyone's interest that we find a common solution to that. Because those who think that it is possible to build walls thick or high enough to prevent people coming in are deeply mistaken. If people are fleeing war zones, they will find their way in. And so we better manage that than be managed or be basically submerged by that.